Yo, what's up guys? So we're here checking out the world premiere for the new Mutant Archetype. This already showed off multiple boss monsters for them, plus basically the whole reveal of the entire archetype. So let's go and check out these new psychic guys over here. So the first card that we're going to be taking a look at is the Mutant Cry. This is a trap card that says, during the main phase, fusion summon one Mutant Fusion monster from your extract by shuffling the fusion materials listed on it into the deck among your cards on the field, in your graveyard, and or your face-up banished cards. You can only activate one Mutant Cry per turn. So obviously a very great fusion card over there, being able to utilize the face-up banished cards. But next up, we're going to be taking a look at the first monster, which is the Mutant M05, which is a water level 2 psychic effect, and it says if this card is normal or special summon, you get to add one mutant monster from your deck to your hand, except for Mutant M05. You contribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face-up field to special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. If it's a monster, one Mutant Beast, spell a Mutant Mist, trap Mutant Arsenal. It says you can only use each effect of Mutant M05 once per turn. And then next up over here we have Mutant ST46, which is a water level 3 psychic effect, and it says this card is normal or special summon. You get to add one mutant spell / trap from your deck to your hand. You contribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face-up field to special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. Monster, Mutant Beast, spell, Mutant Mist, trap, Mutant Arsenal. You can only use each effect of Mutant ST46 once per turn. Next up we have Mutant GB88. It is a water level 4 psychic effect. During your opponent's main phase, if a Mutant Evolution Lab is in your field zone, as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face-up field to special summon one of your level 8 mutant monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Mutant GB88 once per turn. So where you have some potential to go ahead and dodge things and bring maybe more powerful things back into the game with the archetype. Next up we have just Mutant Beast over here. This is going to be a Earth Beast effect, level 8, 2400 attack and 2400 defense points. It says that it cannot be special summoned except with the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Beast once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell or quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field to negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one of your banished mutant traps and add it back to your hand. Okay, so being able to add back the card that lets go into the fusions potentially could be something to take into consideration. Next up we have Mutant Mist. This is going to be a level 8 wind spellcaster effect over here, and it cannot be special summoned except with the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with spell effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Mist once per turn. When your opponent activates a trap card or effect, as a quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field and just draw 2 cards. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can turn one of your banished mutant monsters and add it back to your hand. Next up we have the Mutant Arsenal. So it is going to be a fire machine effect. Cannot be special summoned except with the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with trap effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Arsenal once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, then target one monster on the field, banish it. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by opponent's card, you target one of your banished mutant spells and add it back to your hand. Okay, so they each have the effects of doing certain other potential disruptions. I guess the other one technically lets you draw with that Mist effect, but still pretty good card effects all around. But obviously we got to check out the monster effects over here. So this is Mutant Synthesis. It requires 2 mutant monsters with different attributes. It is going to be also a psychic. If this card is fusion summoned, you get to target one card in the field and destroy it. When your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, this face-up card is unaffected by the effects of an opponent's cards of the same type, monster, spell, or trap as that card. If this fusion summon card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add one of your banished mutant cards from your or banished mutant cards to your hand. You can only use each effect of Mutant Synthesis once per turn. Alright, so pretty decent. Unfortunately, the stats aren't the highest, even though it has the potential to be immune to a certain type of card. 25 is not the largest in the attack zone, but when it comes out, it's able to go and pop a card. It does have that target effect, though. Next up, though, we have the Mutant Ultimus over here, so I guess this is another one of our boss monsters. This one's going to require 3 level 8 or higher mutant monsters, and it says when a card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you can banish one mutant card from your hand, graveyard, or face-up field of the same type, monster, spell, or trap. Negate the activation if you do banish that card. If this fusion summon card you control is destroyed by an opponent's cards, you get to add up to 3 of your banished mutant cards, up to 1 of each monster, spell, and trap to your hand. You can only use each effect of Mutant Ultimus once per turn. Pretty solid card, 3,500 in the stat department. I like it, being able to go and stop anything and then just being immune to the same type is potentially really strong from the previous card, but like this is, I guess, like the stronger boss monster. It just requires a lot of them, but remember, you're going to be able to use them if they are banished. But let's check out the rest of the support. Next up, we have the Mutant Evolution Lab, which is their field spell. It says when this card is activated, you can special summon one of your level 4 or lower mutant monsters from your hand or that is banished. Mutant monsters you control gain 100 attack for each of your banished mutant cards with different names. Once per turn during your main phase, you could place one mutant monster from your hand on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Mutant Evolution Lab per turn. So small amount of stat boost is pretty cool. It automatically gets something immediately, being able to special summon that monster that is also potentially banished, which you can start just using immediately. I think this card's pretty good, and it has draw power. Like, it has everything going for the deck, realistically, as long as your opponent doesn't say you cannot banish cards. Next up, though, we have the Mutant Fusion. It says fusion summon 1 Mutant Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your hand or field. If your opponent has activated a card or effect this turn, you can use up to 1 monster each from your deck and graveyard as fusion material. You can only activate 1 Mutant Fusion per turn. If this card was a quick play, we'd be looking at something even more insane, because I feel like that's what decks need. They need some insane effect to become very viable in the game over here. And then next up, we have a equip card, okay? So this is Mutant Blast. It says equip only to a level 8 or higher mutant monster you control. At the start of the damage step, if the equipped monster attacks an opponent's special summon monster, you can banish that opponent's monster. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can banish this card, send the monster that this card was equipped to the graveyard. If you do, special summon 1 level 8 mutant monster with a different original attribute from your hand or deck. You can only use this effect of Mutant Blast once per turn. So you can cycle through your cards, then go for the fusion. Okay, I gotcha. The effect obviously isn't that bad of like an 8 or higher, because basically all the monsters that you want to go for are going to be 8 or higher, at least as of right now for the archetype. Let me know, guys, what you think of the mutants. This is, again, the new world premiere reveal of them. I think that they're okay. I want to see what else we get for them in the future, but I think that as of right now, do I consider them like the best deck? No. Are they good? Definitely. I mean, they have the ability to go ahead and dodge things. They have potential immunity, and again, they have pretty amazing, extra deck monsters that have a bonus effect when they are destroyed. But again, more than likely your opponent is going to be OTKing. So adding back a card might not be that relevant, and especially since like the good fusion card is a trap card, it's a little bit maybe slower, and you might need those disruptions immediately versus like, okay, I'm going to now activate this to bring out this monster, when your opponent can just say, oh, I'm negating that instantly. So it's going to be a real rough, I would say, deck going in turn 2. At least that's what it seems like for me. But I'm curious to know what other great cards you think would work for the deck. Like right off the top of my head, what I can think about that would be really good, since all the smaller monsters are psychic, you can emergency, if I could spell it, emergency teleport. Emergency Teleport, it's only at 1, but with the datascapes being also available into the game, maybe on the next ban list, this could be something to take into consideration over here, being a summon those level 3 or lower psychics. I mean, that's all of the smaller monsters that instantly let you go right into your plays for the bigger monster. I guess 88 is technically going to be one of those targets you can't use, but the other 2 monsters you can go for immediately. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down below on the Mutant Archetype. Are they good? Are they bad? Let me know down below. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you are new here, make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on so you guys can go and check out the gameplay when we upload it very soon on the channel. Or if you guys want to send me replays of them, feel free to go ahead and do so at azneyesreplays@gmail.com. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.